carburetor. If it wasn't for the Novorossi carburetor being on there, this thing wouldn't be idling like this. And make sure that you're always, once you let it set for a while, when you go to nail it, you're getting white smoke. But actually, because I'm running it rich right now, it's, you know, you don't want that much white smoke, but I might lean it a little bit. And this thing purrs, people. So if you're gonna run LRP .32s, you gotta run the Nova carburetor, man. Like I said, the Kyosho one that I ran is way better than the stock one, but with the Novorossi carb on there, it's money, man. See, I leaned it. You hear that little bit of that hesitation when I pinned it? So these big motors, you don't want to run them, they don't want to run too lean. Plus it's still cold. And I pegged it right there. Full throttle. I'm gonna mix it a little bit more. I heard that little high-end bob. But this thing's idling like money, man. So far, the work that I've done on it, I mean, oh yeah, she gets busy. Oh, we got pizza cutters. See the tires? You want some pepperoni on those pizza cutters? Yeah, see there, she's not too lean. Oh yeah, hitting a little high note. Well, so far the muggy's holding up, but you know, I won't know until I take it home and. Well, I think I should have left that thing. The work that I did to it, a little bit of the mild modding that I did, that's right after I cleaned it up. I polished out the ports because they're all, you guys know the LRP 32s, not all of them, but a good amount of them. Periodically, they have, you look at you take them apart, and they have, the ports have really rough edges. You guys can go see the video that I have. By the way, let me start out by saying this channel is not for kids at all. Matter of fact, the Muggies channel is probably close to X-rated Nitro porn. This is Nitro porn, so no kiddies here, no wussies. This is one of the last videos you guys are going to see. There'll be one more. Of the Muggy Cave, because as you guys know or don't know, the Muggy's moving. So this is, you know, I've already taken some of the stuff off the walls. The last thing that I'm actually packing up is my Nitro stuff. I mean, I've taken out all my parts. This thing was full of had parts all over it. All my Mugen parts, Techno, spare parts, new parts. Some of my motors are already boxed. I've got a few of them that are still up here. I got a box. You know, you see the stuff here in the middle. But this is, yeah, like I said, one of the last videos from the Nitro Cave. This is, like I said, again, this is not for children. This channel is not for children, and it's not for Traxxas huggers. If you're a Traxxas hugger, Traxxas lover, you might not want to watch my channel. You might, and if you're subscribed, you might want to unsubscribe, because the things I say about Traxxas are pretty brutal, and they're brutally honest. My honest opinion, based on facts and information, because I, even whether you guys know or not, I used to run Traxxas. I ran Traxxas for half you guys are even born that are on my channel probably. Remember the Muggy and some spring chicken. I'm not I'm ashamed of my age. Because last time I checked, I look pretty decent. For almost a buck. Which you know what a buck is, right? 100. Almost. I'm halfway there. Born in 1968. Man, you guys are like, whoa, Muggy, you're old as dirt, man. I'm older than dirt. Muggy was born before they had dirt. I'm just playing. No, but, you know, a lot of you guys, when I was running Traxxas, Bullet, first one I had. Bandit, had one of those. Sledgehammer, had one of those. Stampede, had one of those. Didn't have to build them. I ran them. I even tried racing them. That didn't work out very well. Kyosho's, the old Kyosho's, Ultimos and Optimos are whooping my ass. So anyway, like I said, again, you know, the whole YouTube thing. This channel is not for children, man. This is, like I said, this is Nitro porn in this case. The Muggy channel is Nitro porn. So if you're under age or whatever, this channel is not for you. And if you're a Traxxas hugger, not for you. Because I'm going to get into that Traxxas ass. And I can. You know why I can? You know why I can get into Traxxas ass? Because I used to run that garbage. And like I said, if anybody can come, make a comment, you're welcome. If you're not already blocked. If you're blocked, it's because, yeah, the Muggy's just, I don't got time for trolls, and I don't got time for morons on my channel. People are out there, too much drama going on, like Mr. Zah said. And I talked to, a couple days ago, me and John Bodegel talked for about an hour. Longest I've talked to him ever. Because he's so busy all the time, it's hard to get the guy where he's got time to talk to you. And I'll get in, not totally going to tell you everything we talked about, because it's between me and him. I don't, what people, conversations that we have, you know, I'll just tell you certain things that I think that I know he wouldn't care, that he would, you know, he doesn't care what people say or care what people think, you know, but he knows how I am. The Muggy keeps it 100% real. Okay? So, like, again, this is not for children, this channel. This is Nitro porn here. And if you're a Traxxas lover, I mean, look, I built this. This is like a Christmas gift for my cousin. I told him. It took me a lot of time. I built this Shelf Queen T-Max, one of a kind. This is not an original regular T-Max, okay? This is like everything on this T-Max is fully aluminum, except for the only thing left plastic is the battery cover and the cover that covers the receiver. I mean, look at this thing. The center diff, aluminum, billet. Rear diff, billet. Front diff, billet. I got MIP shafts. They're $70 for two. $140 people for 4 drive shafts. But they're MIP, so I mean they're the best. I mean my cousin probably, you know, he's the funder of it. I didn't pay for nothing. I'm just doing the build. He probably put you know, I don't know, $2,000 in this thing. It's a tea bag, man. And you know what's the crazy? And it's got even a, what are these called? I think it's called I forgot what the name of this motor is. But it's Italian. And it's Italian Polestar bullshit. But anyway, you know, I mean, this thing is like top notch. But at the end of the day, you know what the crazy thing is? At the end of the day, this thing, I'm sorry, at the end of the day, this tea bag, all aluminum, fully aluminum, everything. There is nothing, like I said, the only plastic is the battery box and the servo box. Everything. Skid plates, the whole deal. I built this from the ground up for him. We're one of those, we're tight. He's one of my favorite cousins. Anyway, but still, at the end of the day, this T-Max Traxxas is a piece of shit. The DNA of it is garbage. The design of it is garbage. So again, if anybody can tell me, or look in the mirror and tell themselves, they can tell me whatever they want. I know it's fact. That Traxxas is quality, that ain't gonna happen. And if somebody tries, they're talking out their ass. I've built them. I've ran them. They're junk. So am I saying if you own one, you're no good, or if you don't have my Techno, or you don't have my Muggins, that you're no good, or you're bad? No, I had never said that ever in any of my videos. I'm just telling you the facts of the vehicle. Well, if you're new, what are all the excuses I get? I've heard them all. Come on, man. Oh, well, it's Traxxas. It's garbage. It's the wrong impression of what Nitro is supposed to be. Okay, even at this is like next level Traxxas, if there's such a thing. But compared to this thing, I mean, even compared to my XTM this is way better, and that's not even that good. I'll be honest with you, it's a badass. I put a lot of money into this thing. I mean, this thing is sick. I mean, you guys have seen it before. I mean, I've just got through putting this thing back together. Got the 2-speed back in it. That centerpiece right there, that thing cost me $200 just for that. Billet aluminum, all hardened steel gears. No center diff, it's a 2-speed. Aluminum, carbon fiber, I mean, this thing has everything. 18mm shocks, I mean, they're not like LST or, muggy shocks, but I put a lot of money into this damn thing. And I hardly ever ran it. Matter of fact, that video you seen was the last time that I ran it, a good run on it. And that was with the LRP32 at the time that I thought was decent. And I did mod work to it, and it ran great. And I never had, I only ran it a couple times. I shouldn't have spent the extra $100 that I spent to get it modded. It was better left alone. Because it's the same thing goes for the LRP. At the end of the day, it looks pretty. Yeah, it has a badass blue head on it. Okay, one of the nicest, badass looking motors. But as far as internally, it's still the DNA of an LRP, like a Traxxas, is garbage. It's a piece of shit. The same thing with this thing. You can make them look all pretty. I mean, this thing is a shelf queen, full on. This is a one-of-a-kind T-Max. It's a 2.2. It's not a 3.3. The older one, but still. You'll never see one of these. I built this thing for my cousin, man. And I had a hard time with it, because it still is a Traxxas. Like I said, at the end of the day, the DNA of this is garbage. The DNA of this Mugen, it's a winning platform. The DNA of this thing is quality, freaking next level. The DNA of this thing, it's okay. I just put a lot of money into it. It's a $350 vehicle, brand new out of the box, bone stock. I put twice that probably into it by now. The same thing with my my Mugen buggy. This is an older Mugen buggy, obviously, the MBX Pro Spec. But the DNA of this thing, man, it's the DNA of a winning platform. It's quality, man, and it's freaking 15 years old. This thing, again, techno, quality, DNA of this, winning, badass. Same thing with the buggy. And you know what I'm saying? You guys get my drift, and I'm not beating down on Traxxas, but I'm just giving you facts, man. And there you go. There's the baddest T-Max you'll probably ever see. I've ever seen. And it's still, at the end of the day, it's still a piece of shit. It's still not quality. Even at that. That's why he's making it a shelf queen. He told me, he goes, I'm never going to run that thing. Maybe every once in a while. I just want to make sure, it's able to fire. I still got to tune it and everything like that. But still, at the end of the day, he's going to put it up on the shelf. That's it. He even knows better. So anyway, if you're, like I said, again, this is not for children, and this is not for Traxxas huggers, or guys that are into their, charging some, at the end of the day, whatever level you're at, let's just keep it real, Like I said, I'm not saying, if you don't own my stuff, or if you own RTR, there's nothing wrong with anything that I'm talking about. Traxxas, RTRs, scrub shit I call them, which means it's for rookies. Yeah, you can take, I mean, like I said, at the end of the day, something that was not built to professionally perform, you can't try to take a donkey and turn it into a thoroughbred. I don't know what people don't get that. I don't care if it's a frickin' Hyper 7. Yeah, they're badass for an RTR, but at the end of the day, the DNA of that design, they didn't design it to be a professional racing vehicle. I heard, oh yeah, Team Hyper, whatever. Well, where are they? Where? Team Hyper where? I don't see them on the standings the last, I don't know how long. I look at the standings in professional, man. They were a company that made a bad, Offna was a company that made a lot of good stuff back in the day. But they dissolved and they're gone and they're not around for various reasons. I'm sure if they were that good and that, profitable and everything, that they would still be around. Losi managed to survive. Associated managed to survive. They've been around for how long? Longer than Offna has, probably. I don't know. I mean, Offna was around for a long time. But the point is, they're not around anymore. Companies aren't around anymore for a reason. Even when they go bankrupt, and you can give me all the excuses. I've ran businesses and know about business and stuff. And like I said, the muggy always does his homework. Offna could have found a way. Somebody could have bought them if they thought it was worth buying for whatever reason. Obviously, they didn't. Tamiya, they're still around, and Tamiya's garbage. As far as RC, they're nostalgic, yeah, and all that. HPI, the Savages, all that. I mean, the list goes on and on. A lot of the companies that are around, they're around for a reason. They're around because they're worth being around. They have race teams still going that have been around because they're worth, if all of these other manufacturers were that good, they would have been in the mix too, right? I don't know, maybe I'm just making shit up. But I'm going by what's factual. Like I always do. Like facts. Muggy knows how to cook. Look at that. Oh, snaps. What the hell? You smell what the Muggy's cooking? Suckers? Look at that. You don't know about that, people. That's from scratch. Homemade beans from scratch. Homemade rice from scratch. Homemade, I'll pronounce it the Mexican way, chorizo. White people say chorizo. I can do either or. Remember, the Muggy's like a coconut. Even though I'm Hispanic, 100%. My last name's Hernandez. Hey, I'm a coconut. Brown on the outside, white on the inside. I've been called Oreo cookie. I've been called coconut, all that shit. Look at that. Oh, tortillas. And look at that. What's that say on there? Can you guys read that? Mild salsa. For Kurt. That's Mom's. That's Mom's secret salsa right there, people. Can't tell you about that, because if I do, I have to kill you. Oh, and here's my little keychain. Check it out. See that? Look at that. Look at the end of that rod. See that? See that chip on the skirt? This is what Bones Fuel will get you. I'm just kidding. I had to take a shot at Bones. So anyway, quick shout. Muggies, this is, I was going to do some, some running today. I got home a little bit ago. But look at that outside, man. Nasty. Holy shit. Well, so much for that plan. And it's the day before Thanksgiving. Hopefully this is not like this tomorrow or Friday, because the Muggy needs to run his shit. Because after I get done moving this weekend, till I get settled in and all that, you're not going to see any videos. We're probably, between today and tomorrow, after that, you'll probably see, I'm going to try to see if I can do another running video. If not, this might be the last video. If I can't run, then I'm just going to be busy from Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, because like I said, I'm trying to get settled into my new place by this weekend. So you won't see any videos probably for a couple weeks. Yeah, Muggy's going to be on vacation on the holidays for a while. So I'm trying to, this is probably going to be another hour video, because I got a lot to go over to update you on all my vehicles, what I'm doing, what I got plans for. But yeah, I just want to, like I said, this is not for children. This channel is not for children. Repeat. This is not for children and Traxxas huggers and E-words. And it doesn't mean you guys can't watch it. It's because if you looking for Traxxas, you're looking for me to show you how I did this, that ain't never happened. You're going to think I'm going to, as far as E-word stuff or RTR stuff, ain't happening on my channel. I'm going to go over briefly on preparing for next level, whether it's motors and vehicles. There's a lot of things, because a lot of people I see, they go buy, get a motor, and they automatically, they think if they go get it modded, that they're a next level. Well, if you get a motor, I don't care how many motors, and you never run it, you do an unboxing of it, and I've seen tons of that. Or you get a next level whip, and you never film it, you never run it, you just do, the video of you getting it. Yet you're still messing with scrub shit, RTRs, and messing with, tracks and stuff. Don't think you're next level. Next level means you've put away, there's an old, actually it's scripture. By the way, shout out, speaking of scripture, shout out to Eastside RC. Man, my condolences. I sent them, text messages and stuff, and, hey, I've lost animals in the past. That's why I don't do animals. And as far as I don't have animals anymore because of that, man. You get too attached. My daughter, she loves her cat to death. Her cat's name is Phantom. There's my daughter. You guys seen her before, my oldest daughter. Her cat's name is Phantom. It's a Mancoon. If you guys know what those are, they look like, it would almost, if you've ever seen it would be, if Wolverine had a cat, Wolverine, X-Men, this is what it would look like. This cat has a mane on it. It looks like a wolf almost. It's a cat. Pretty badass cat. But they get real hairy and stuff. That's her baby, man. I told her, I said, he's not going to live forever. Dad, he's going to live for as long as, I said, Amber. I go, what are you going to do if something happens? She goes, if something happens to this cat, like sometimes he's ran away and she couldn't find him, oh man, she freaks out. She's 25 years old. She's a woman. This cat is everything. It's her baby. It's her son, as she calls it. But anyway, so I understand pets, man, and I dread the day when something happens, or when that cat passed away, because my daughter is going to be devastated, and I went through that. So my condolences to ECRC. I gave him, shout out, but prayers. My prayers are with him, his family. I know it's rough losing a pet, because they're like family. People treat them like families. My aunt's lost a couple dogs, and it was really hard on her. One of them she had to put down. When you got to put him down, man, that's some, wow. Man, I get kind of choked up thinking about it, because I've lost animals before. So anyway, shout out to him. But there is a scripture that says, I'm not got time to find it. Some of you guys maybe might have heard of it, whether you're religious or not. Put away childish things. That's one of the parts of it. Okay? That's how it is in Nitro. You learn, yeah, and I learned. My XTM was not my first, but I've had other vehicles. But when I got back into Nitro, almost 6 years ago, that was my first vehicle. Okay? But I don't sit there and run the thing all the time. They don't make it anymore. And even if they did make it, it's not something, it's not next level. It's an RTR. That Traxxas, even at that build I just did, that's not an RTR. That's an RTR. It's not next level. Now this, Techno, NB buggy, that's next level. And the motor is, not next level, but it's, it's a quality motor. The same thing with motors. They're not stock. If they're stock, they're not next level. Just because you go from a Dynamite to Italian, that's not next level. That's just moving up. The next level that John Bodegel talked about before he semi-retired from Nitro, I don't want to say like he retired, but he did. Let's keep it real. He's semi-retired from Nitro because he's not doing Nitro right now. And I will tell you, 2020, man, watch out. Bodegel will be back with a vengeance and a passion that you guys will never see. I can't tell you all the details, but just, I'm not like I'm sworn to secrecy. It's not like secret stuff. But, like I said, conversations that I have with guys in the back. By the way, shout out to all the boys. All the boys, you guys know who you are. There's 5 of us, or 6 of us now. We set up a thread. So we're all connected. Our numbers are all connected. So we set up a thread that we text all the time. Like there's guys on it right now probably talking periodically through the day because we're in different time zones. And it's pretty cool. I can jump on there and, say, what's up, so-and-so, what's up, so-and-so, hey, what are you guys doing, hey, we heard about this, hey, you know, we talk about stuff behind the scenes, what goes on in Nitro. It's really cool. I set it up, and I wanted to do this because these 6 guys, including me, are the guys that I've known for a minute, and I know they're Nitro only. You know, maybe they have E-word stuff for their kids, but these guys are Nitro gearheads only. They're not doing no, and they're not messing with Traxxas either. They're not running no bullshit. You know, they're not running no. You know, they may own stuff, but they're where they're at right now is next level. Next level whips, next level motors. Most of them are into modded motors. Some of them are just moving into modded motors, and so forth. But we're all gearheads. We do wrenching or mechanical stuff for a living or on the side. And it's pretty badass. I love it. And I'm going to, probably when I'm done here, I'm going to jump on it and see what's up. Because they're probably going to be watching my video and be hitting me up about certain things. But anyway, what else did I want to talk about? Oh yeah, so to get back to what I was talking about, Mr. Zai was semi-retired. But when he semi-retired, the last time that he was into Nitro fully, he didn't say that the Hyper 7 was next level. He will say that it's a badass, the Rabinator, and he knows about Hypers. It's a badass RTR, but it's not next level, no matter what you think about, what you say. Okay? An Italian bone stock Pico P3.28 stock is not next level. It's a badass motor. If this was stock and not modded, oh yeah, hell yeah. Matter of fact, there's things happening with these motors right here. They're very, very limited, and they're not going to be available to anybody. You're on your own. But a shout out to 1/5 RC. His name is, you know, Unanimous decision. Anonymous. So, well, I could say his first name. Who cares? His name's Chris. You know, so 1/5. Well, his name's Christopher. So I'll call him Christopher. I don't like calling him Chris. That's, you know. Christopher came across the guy. He got a brand new Pico P3.28, just like this one. Brand new in the box. Now, you guys know or don't know, you have to get the plug for it. And he asked me, what should I do with it? And I said, bro, what do you do with it? You send that shit to Lance at RCR and get that shit modded. Lance is the Pico expert. But not only that, Lance does good work. So he's got another one in the works. I know Elite RC wanted one. You know, he's building a badass build right now, and he wants a beast of a motor. And I told him, man, modify that P3 modified Pico. Oh yeah, that'll be nasty. And I have the one from Rick, and that one's badass. But I know, talking to Lance, that the one when he mods my next P3 Pico 28, it'll be badasser. I already know that. I'm not saying anything bad about Rick. I'm gonna run on the Techno next when the weather, hopefully. Let me see. Another quick look outside. Oh yeah, look at that, people. Nastiness. That's about the worst it gets for us. I mean, you know, that's worst case scenario. It ain't snowing here, so I feel for the guys that live in the snowy areas. Oh, hell no. And I would still run my shit, as long as it ain't actually snowing. If it wasn't raining right now, even though it's wet, shit, I'd go run my shit right now. I still might later, who knows. But anyway, RCR modded. Rex Legend 28.8. In the Techno, people. This thing is ready to rip right now. We got it suited, booted, dialed in. Oh, snaps. Hell yeah. What do we got there? Looks like we got a 9886 Nova Rossi, 41032 header. Fuel coolers, recommended highly. And let me talk about this for a second. I see a lot of guys that have these with no outerwear. You guys, I'm sorry. Don't take this the wrong way. Are you retarded? Are you actually thinking that this motor saver is really benefiting you without the outerwear? You guys are on crack. And I'm saying that as nice as I can. you are on crack. You are cracked out in your brain, wasting a perfectly good filter setup. The motor saver without this outerwear on it is useless as a whole unit. You might as well just put a regular air filter on. Actually, that would be working better. And I repeat this again. I don't know how many times I got to tell people this, and Mr. Za will tell you the same thing. The motor wear and out. And now, if you're running just the outer saver, the outerwear on, another filter or whatever. But if you're running the motor saver, which is this unit here, this complete unit, and you're not running the outerwear on it, you're lame. You don't get it, obviously. And, you don't have to. Teach his own. I really don't care. You do what you want. You're not getting the... You're missing the whole thing. It's like... How do I explain it? It's like Gumby without Pokey. It's like Laurel without Hardy. It's like Fred without Barney. I'm serious, people. This motor saver is designed to run with the outerwear with it, not by itself. You're defeating the whole purpose of this awesome filter. Okay? Batman without Robin doesn't Batman, that's probably not a good example because Batman don't need Robin. But you know what I'm saying? Gumby and Pokey, they're homies. They work better together. Laurel and Hardy, Abbott and Costello, whatever. List goes on and on. Motor saver without outerwears, no bueno. So if you don't have an outerwear for your motor saver and you have a heart, hit me up, man. I got the part number for you. Matter of fact, I've got 2 more of them coming and a couple more of them. I don't run these motorwears without the outerwear. That's retarded. Retarded. Okay, so anyway, that stuff just kind of irritates me when I see people running the motor savers and they don't have the outerwear on. I'm like, are you that dumb? And maybe they answer their own question. Or my question. MTC. Rear chassis brace. 7075 4.5 millimeter aluminum drivetrain. Rear and front. Way more efficient. You think these things are butter, the drivetrain on a Techno? Put the aluminum shafts on them. Man. And they're way thicker than those little pinners. Okay? That come on them. So anyway, top aluminum plate. Okay? I've got, I don't know if you can see them. I showed them to you guys before. I'm just going over the rundown on my whips real quick. Can I lift this up? I don't know. I can't. Oh, you guys can see that? Can you see that? See, I just lifted up the booty. Nitrite. I think that's how you pronounce it. Nitrite. They're like a gold color. It's a special coating. Nitrite shafts on my Techno. The other buggy doesn't have it yet. So anyway, that's what we're working with. I want to try to run this sometime in the next couple days before I get into... otherwise I'm not going to run for a while. So anyway, that's the Techno setup. We've got the MBX5 ready to rock and roll again. Okay, got the R5R Team Edition. I was talking to Lance, again about the Pico motor because I called him about it because, we're coming, me and hopefully I can get mine too, but hopefully 1/5 RC is going to able to get a few of these P3s from this guy. Now he's only got a couple of them, so don't go hitting him up, anybody. Don't go say, hey, what, you're on your own. Those motors are first dibs, they're taken, so I'm sorry. I wish we can get a whole shipment of them, but they're just hard to find. And I love those motors and they're badass. And I was talking to Lance about, the whole Pico and modding, and I always pick his brain before I get into that, okay? And my other couple whips, what's going on. So he was telling me, listen, people don't, he goes, there's a lot of people out there, and he mentioned AMR. He goes, AMR? He goes, I had the guy from, he said AMR copies. Was saying he copies his shit. And he said he has some of these guys RWAMR. He goes, one guy, I'm not going to say the name, I'll just say that was one of those modders. He says, one of these guys called me and actually asked me how I mod Picos. Because I know I engineered and designed and, you know, I made Pico motors. I designed Pico motors. You know, this was Lance. He said, is this guy on crack? What do you think I'm going to tell? Yeah, let me just show you how I do my modding. Lance said one time he shared something with somebody and they ripped him off. That's why he will only tell you so much. He's not going to tell you how he does everything. He's not, you know, I guess it's just that's how it is these days. People steal your shit, you know, and I get it. People want to take credit for something that they didn't even do. Very popular, especially on YouTube. You know, that's why I say, hey, credit due where credit's due, criticism due where criticism due. I don't ever say, oh, I'm the one that came up with this. I tell you who came up with it. Hey, I learned from Bodegel. Hey, I learned from even Nitro Turd. I even learned from Nitro Turd. Yeah, believe it or not, I learned stuff from the Turd himself, the Nitro Turd man. You know? And I give credit. I don't know why that guy in the past, and I don't want to get into this guy, talking about this guy, because I don't want to waste my time with him anymore. He's an astronaut taking up space. I don't got time for his weirdo ass. But anyway, I used to always learn stuff on his older videos. I like watching the old nerd videos. But the new nerd shit, oh my god. I get people all the time telling me they can't watch it. I think he's lost tons of subscribers. I mean, he's still got way more subscribers than I'll probably ever have, but I don't care. This isn't, when it comes to subscriptions, subscribers, and popularity on YouTube, I'm not looking to win a pissing contest. Matter of fact, the Muggy, you know how I am. I'm looking to piss somebody off or piss on somebody because they might have deserved it or because they're talking out their ass. Okay? So don't get that twisted. You can unsubscribe, don't subscribe, thumbs down. I love thumbs down. Shout out to the thumbs down people. I love those people probably more than anybody. Those people ramp my shit up too. I love thumbs out. So you guys that give thumbs down, you trolls out there, you wannabes, you Traxxas huggers, you RTR, you know, lovers, thinking that you're because you got an RTR scrub whip that you're all, you know, you're next level. Good luck on that. So anyway, get back to what we're talking about. Lance was telling me this guy said that. I'm like, really? A guy asked you how to mod a Pico from another mod company? That's lame. Like you're going to tell the guy? I don't know. He goes, yeah, what kind of moron would do that? Well, obviously one of those companies. And also, if you guys want to look up, just for the record, Lance was like, listen, let me tell you something about me. You know, because Lance, like I said, people will talk about, you know, he's not like out there all real, you know, he's underground. He says, I let my work do I let the results of what I do the talking for myself. But he was telling me, the owners of Pico, one of the owners is Alberto, the other one is Eduardo Pico. These are the guys that own Pico. They gave him a shout out or an award type thing. It's called, you can go look it up. It's called Neo Buggy. I think it's a channel, a website, or an RC forum, whatever. They gave Lance a shout out. They said that he has brought Pico back to where it once, or to where it is now, because Pico at one time was on the brink of going out of business too, and they were doing really shitty. And they said in this forum that they thanked Lance for doing the work that he did when he worked for them and helping them get back on top. I mean, that's pretty badass. When you got the owners, Alberto and Eduardo, the owners of Pico, telling you that if it wasn't for you, they wouldn't have got back on the map and Pico wouldn't have came out of their you know, their struggles or whatever was going on. That, I mean, come on. If that ain't, you know, so should I say any more about Lance? That's why when I tell you guys, I told you in the past, it took me 2 years of talking to Lance before I even got a motor modded. I've known Lance for that long. Not personally, I've never even met the guy, but I'm talking on the phone. I do my homework and research before I even have these guys touch my engines. And yeah, I can do my own mod. Well, sure, I can mod stuff. It's not rocket science. I mean, if I wanted to really get into it, you got to spend the money. The tools you need to get. You can't just grab your Dremolo and start modding shit, even though I've done it that way. You know, but just mild stuff. That's why I don't do any heavy modding, because I don't have the equipment to do it. You know, I'm not going to do it Mickey Mouse, and, you know, I don't got time to do it. I'd rather pay somebody $100 to mod my motor. Big deal. Here's $100, mod the shit out of my shit. And like I said, Rick's a great modder. But if you want next level, man, you got to send your stuff to RCR, man. RCR Renew? Pfft, I have the proof. I've got 3 of Rick's motors modded, badass, but I've also got 3 of Lance's motors, badarasser. So I know, because I have both. I'm not just talking, like I said, people talk a lot of shit and they don't even own it. You're talking about a pipe, you're talking about a motor, you're talking about, and I've done it in the past too. I'm not, you know, off the hook on that. And I've done it before. Yeah, and you know, that's wrong. You can't talk or speculate unless you own it. If you don't own an MBX7 and never ran one, I don't want to hear anything you got to say about it. If you don't own one of these, I don't want to hear what you got to say about it. If you don't own one of these, own an R5 Team Edition, if you don't own, you know, certain motors and you never have owned one, I don't want to hear what you got to say. I don't care what kind of homework you did. You know, there's too much of that hearsay stuff. Yeah, well, I heard a lot of bad. So what? Do you have one? No? Okay, well then, excuse my language, shut the fuck up. And why don't you go get your experience and then share it with people? You know, that's another thing too. Enough of these videos people don't even realize this, you're messing up new people. And I've told plenty of people this in the past. Do all your experimental trial and error, all your, screw-ups. And sometimes, granted, things are going to happen on camera. But don't try to learn something on camera. That's just straight retarded. People do that a lot. And even John was saying that. That's the biggest thing me and John talked about. He goes, it's so sad that you see a lot of these people out there that are teaching people the wrong shit because they're still trying to figure it out themselves. John's like, that's the shit that drives me crazy. You know, I don't have a problem with anybody, trying to teach people. But if you don't have the experience and you don't have the knowledge, and I'm not talking, a little bit. I'm talking years and years of experience. I mean, I don't have a lot. I've got 10 years of experience in Nitro. 6 of it, back to back to back to back to back. Okay, because I took a break. And I got another 10 years in electric. I have a lot of experience in this. And I still am not, I don't know everything. But the people that don't, and I'm not talking, okay, you owned a bunch of Tamayas, and so now you're an expert on, Novarossis, or you're an expert on, Muggins or Technos because you've had them for a few months. That's called, there's a word for that. Those of you that are educated. And I'm not. I rode the short bus. It's called idiocracy. Look it up. Idiocracy. It's a derogatory word from idiot. Idiocracy. There's a lot of idiocracy in 8-scale Nitro. And am I the smartest guy? And I'm saying, oh, I'm all that, and I'm all chingon, and I'm all badass, and I'm all king whatever on whatever. No, I am not saying any of that. I always disclaim that. I'm just your average guy, middle class guy, that works his ass off, blue collar guy, wrenches on shit, and I at least do a lot of this stuff and experiment and do a lot of this stuff and learn it first and experience it first and screw it up first, then I should tell you about it. Then I'll do a video about it. But I'm not the guy that's, let's go, hey, let me show you how to, let's blow up a motor together, or let's ruin this or do this wrong together, or let's learn together. That's not how you teach people. That's stupidity. And John emphasized that. Why? John told me why. I don't know, John. I try to talk to these guys. He goes, man, that drives me crazy. These guys, not that they shouldn't be making videos, but they shouldn't be making the videos they're making. He goes, they're screwing up a lot of new people out there. And like I said, me and John talked for about an hour. And he went over the whole fuel thing. And he goes, and this whole fuel thing, and he didn't talk bad about any one fuel. He will let me just leave it at this. And I know he's okay with this. John said, for anybody to say that there is anything as good or better than Byron's, they're talking out their ass. Period. No facts, no proof. Nobody. They can say that fuel that they use is good, it's good fuel, but to say that it's just as good or it's as good or better, Mr. Zah was like, that's asinine. I know the proof of it. of all of the fuel, and I've been running all kinds of fuel for the last 30 years or more. So I'll just leave it at that, you know. So he did say that. And I won't go into all the things we talked about Neil and TNS and the past and the experience that John had with different fuels and stuff. And he just said, this is all I got to say. And Lance said the same thing. Rick said the same thing. 3 other motor professionals that I talked to said the same thing. The best fuel is Byron's. There isn't any fuel as good. There isn't any fuel better. The best fuel is Byron's. Period. End of story. And I'll leave you with that. And that's all I use, people. All I use. Did you see it in that? Well, I don't know if you've seen in one of the videos. Byron's. What does that say? 3011. All day long. Byron's or nothing. Period. Okay? So that's the deal on the Byron's. So hey, yeah, whatever. If you use another fuel and it works for you and it works good, that's fine. But don't be telling, you know, and I hear people taking, you know, saying that it's as good as Byron's, and it's, you're talking on, what you're doing is, what you're saying, it's called, here, I'll give you another big word. Muggy's not the smartest, I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer, and I rode the short bus, but I'm not dumb, and I'm not an idiot, and I'm pretty bright, okay, as far as what I've learned, okay? Like I said, what people are saying about those things like that, it's called fallacy. Fallacy means another word derived from a word false. Fallacy, false. False. That's false information. And John was like, man, and I said, I don't know, John. He goes, yeah. He goes, I'm just staying away from those people. And, you know, he's like, I just taught a drama, and I told him. I said, I know. He said, you know, Muggy, just do your thing, man. Do your thing. Don't worry about what people tell you, and then don't worry about what people say. You know, you're doing the only one, probably one of the only guys out there in 8-scale Nitro that's doing videos consistently, that's doing the right thing. You know, and I'm not saying that I'm not going to help newbies out, like, you know, some people have said, oh, you don't care about the new people, new guy. Yeah, I do, but the right way. I'm not going to recommend a new guy an RTR. I'm not going to tell him, listen, if you can only afford a low-C RTR or you can afford a Hyper or whatever, Hobayo, you know, I'm not going to tell him not to get one. I'm just going to tell him the truth. You know? Why? You don't have to. You can start there. You can get a used Mugen 7, 8 truggy, buggy. You can get a used Techno, almost brand new, for as much as you're going to pay for an RTR. And by the time you put money or try to upgrade that RTR, it's still an RTR to a certain extent. And it's, you know, it's just, this is the way I've done it. And I don't tell you that my way is the best way again, or my way or the highway, none of that. This is what I do. This is how the Muggy rolls. If it works for you, that's fine, but this is what works for me, or whatever works for you, whatever you're doing. I'm not trying to tell you to do your thing, like I always say, or try to say at the end of my videos. At the end of the day, you know, whatever makes you happy, whatever makes you smile. If you want to run your Hyper, and that's good, and you love that Hyper, then have at it. But don't try to tell me that your Hyper 7 badass is better than my Techno, or better than a Mugen or a Kyosho, because that is, you're talking out your ass. Again, fallacy. Idiocracy. Some fancy Muggy words. And I rode the short bus, like I said. I'm not the smartest tack in the box. I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but I'm not no dum-dum. Okay? You know? So, and because you race or you run on a track, or so what? You know what? If people want to challenge me or want to go to, hey, where are you at? Let me just show up, knock on your doorstep. How you doing, so-and-so? Yeah, it's me. Hey, where's your shit? Okay, let's drop it on my bump box, fire it up in your driveway in the front yard, and let me spank your ass real quick. You know, we don't need to go to no track. We'll go down to the local park, wherever. We don't have to go to no track. You know, I don't race. You know, obviously, if you're good on the track and you're good at racing and you've done more experience, yeah, you have an advantage over me. Hey, let's go a motto. If you're all badass, people that talk shit, come over. Show up at my doorstep. I got my shit ready. I got my bump box. Let's fire it up on the bump box and let's drop them out in the street and see whose ass gets spanked. I guarantee you I'll spank anybody's ass. I don't care who they are. I'm confident. Some people say cockiness. Some people say, you know, it's like snobby. No, and I agree with one of my brothers that we talked a lot. It's not cockiness, it's confidence. I have confidence in what I'm doing. So if anybody, I don't need to fly nowhere. We don't need to go to no racetrack. All you need to do is give me an address, or, you know, show up at my pad, drop them out in the middle of the street, and let's see who spanks whose ass. We don't need to go on no freaking track, whatever. Let me practice a little bit on the track, and then we'll get on the track, and then I'll spank your ass on there too. Whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where we go. You know? That gets me fired up right there. Because I'm going to back down to nobody. I don't care who they are. And you guys know what I'm talking about. But anyway, so enough of that. We're coming up on an hour. I got a few more minutes. So we told you what's going on with the techno. That's what the setup is. That's how I roll my techno. My techno is badass. I love my techno. Money. But you can check out here. Let me put you guys on so you guys can see for a second. Put you on the Muggies custom stand. I mean, yeah, technos are you know, they're smooth. My Mugen's pretty smooth too, though. Okay. I mean, look at this thing. This thing. Oh! Ah, shoot. You guys still there? Sorry about that. Frickin' camera. My little stand's tripping. I don't know what the hell's wrong with this thing. Anyway. This thing's money too. Look at this. Here, look at this. Do the Adam Drake. Ready? Well, not quite Adam Drake, but yeah, he's got 10 weight diff oil in it. I'm running 100. But it's smooth. This buggy? Oh, hell yeah. Look at it. Money, people. The Truggy? Money. And even the Mugen, man. The Mugen's no slouch. Come on, people. The Mugen's smooth, too. So anyway, the Mugen, we've got the RV modded 28.8 Rex Legend in there. We've got the, what do we got on here? We've got the Triton. Blue Magic, people. Get your Blue Magic. Get that shit. Look at that. And I just barely touched it. I didn't really get in heavy polish it, because the last time when I ran this, you guys remember the last time I ran it, you know, I mean, I didn't run too much in the dirt, mostly on the grass. But it did get pretty dirty. I cleaned it up pretty good. I didn't have to tear it completely down. And I barely touched it with that Blue Magic. Look at that. Bling, bling. RB modded 28.8. Like I said, the Rex Legend that Rick modded, this 28, it's a badass motor. You know, and it's got a lot of fuel through it. This thing's coming on 5 gallons. So, if anybody wants to do the old fuel test thing, let me know, because whatever fuel you're running, I got 5 gallons. We'll do 6 or 7 gallons, and, you know, a couple more gallons. We'll tear it down, and we'll see what's what. I already know what's up with Byron's, and I know how it's going to look, so, you know, you guys just need to, you want to prove that whatever fuel you're running works good. That's fine. Oops, what am I doing? So, anyway, that's what's going on with the MBX7. The Techno buggy, we're rocking the, this is like the best combo for stock .21s, in my opinion, as far as my experience. 9901 Super Strong with the 41021 header. Perfect. Little custom carbon fiber job on there. Yeah, invest in some of that carbon fiber wrap, people, man. That's just, man, I'm carbon fiber and everything. Like I said, this one here, the Mugen, we've got it back together. We've got the God of War body on it. See how shiny that is? Get some of this. I recommend it. It's like 10 bucks. I'm almost out. I need to get more. ProTech True Shield. You don't have to touch it. Spray it on. Look at that. Bling, bling. Now, here's the last tip that I'll give people. The way that you get these nose pieces, because this is an MBX7, or if you get an MBX8 body, they have the nose piece. What I did, when you get Mugen the Mugen bodies. This is a Phantom body, Mugen Phantom, MBX7. I think, I don't know if they make an 8. This is an MBX7 Phantom body. When you get the body, you see these little plastic, they're like little plastic bolts or nuts. Whoop. You guys see those? These little plastic nuts? You turn them upside down, reverse them, obviously. See? That's what I did. And you epoxy them onto here. I use like tire glue. Let them dry for a day or so, let them cure really good. That way, when I want to put my nose piece on, you got to measure, you got to line it up first, obviously. This is how I put my nose piece on. I'll show you guys real quick. Let me see if I can wrench with one hand. See how I do. Or not. Okay. So if you guys want to figure out, those of you that have older Mugens, because my opinion, I mean, and it's just my opinion, like I said, opinions are like assholes. They stink and everyone has one, right? Well, I think the old Mugen bodies are effing ugly. I think they're hideous. But, you know, that's my opinion. If you like that ugly body, then, hey, teach his own. Just like I think the Techno stock bodies, one of the ugliest bodies ever made. Chuggies, alien-looking damn thing. And the new Kyosho MP10, whatever, the Chuggies, ugly-ass body. Whoever's designing, it must be the same guy that designed the Kyosho Chuggy. The bodies must be the same guy that designed Techno. Because both of them things are like butt ugly. Fugly. That's what I call them. Okay, you guys see that? Can you see that? See how I mounted these in here? So now I'm able to put my nose piece on. Use whatever kind of bolts you want or whatever, but so that's why I'm able to run the nose piece. This is the nose piece for the MBX7. See it? There it is. Use whatever. I just decided to use these bolts. These look cool. That's the nose piece. God of War, people. Bam. Upgrades to this. I've found, I just got to get it here. It's hard. The shippings are crazy. Because it's in Australia. It's a new chassis for this. Okay? 7075 40 or 4mm aluminum. So I'm going to replace this chassis because it's just, this chassis is tired. Real tired. See all that? Look at that. It works, but it's just, it's time. And I'm replacing these shocks on the N5. The MBX5 Mugen Pro Spec. I'm going to put these badass shocks on here. I got another pair coming. Brand new MBX7 shocks. And I'm going to put them on this one. These ones work fine. I've never had any issues with them. I've got them dialed. They're money, man. Front and rear. But I just think that it'll benefit from the better shocks, obviously. So, I mean, look at that, people. A tie-in. What did I say, Muggy? Look at that. Even my little parts tray that I have, look. What is that? Rome, Italy? Roma? Tie-in, people. Look at that. Nothing. Italian or nothing. Alright? So anyway, I can't wait. I'm almost done with this thing. Get this thing the hell out of here because I don't want to pack it up to move. So I've got a lot of packing to do. The last thing that I'm going to pack is the rest of this stuff. Like I said, I've taken stuff off the walls. You guys see here, I've got a lot of my stuff in boxes. All my motors, some of my motors boxed. I've got more boxes. I've got more boxes. I mean, over here, you know, my closet's full of boxes. So anyway, man, that rain sucks. Rain, rain, go away, come back some other day. So anyway, emphasize again, this is not for children. My channel is where we scratch our nuts. We cuss sometimes. Guys that want to, you know, drink a beer can drink a beer. Guys that want to drink some za coffee or whatever, like, you know, I got my caffeine going in here. I'm starving like a hostage, so I gotta getting ready to eat my. Bam! Look at that, people. That's what I'm calling some Mexican food. In the eggs, that's chorizo. Scrambled. Oh, hell yeah. Actually, chorizo is supposed to be a little bit more orange. but I don't put a lot of it in it because it's greasy. You got to heat it in the microwave a little bit, separate the grease, and then dab it out, and then scramble your eggs and a little bit of milk and onion, whatever you want to put in it. But that's how I make it, from scratch. So that's what's up with the vehicles. This one's ready to rip if I wanted. That one's already been ripped. We're going to rip this one. The Techno's going to get ripping next. This one's almost going to be ready to go because after watching that video, man, I missed this thing. And I don't know what motor I'm going to put in it. Shout out to all the guys that you know who you are on the channel. Shout out to you. Okay? And shout out to the guys that we talk a lot. You know, 1/5 RC, shout out to him. Shout out to Andrew Nitro. We talk pretty much every other day. Shout out to Gearhead Addict. His name is Trevor. Shout out to Trevor. Shout out to Connor Whipke. I just talked to him not so long ago. He's just been so busy, man. It's nice. I still hear from him. He's been with me for a while. Shout out to also, shout out to John for taking out time and giving me all the lowdown. He basically gave me the chronologically history of fuel since he's been doing this 30 plus years, man. So I believe what he says. I shout out to Lance. Give Lance a shout out because that guy is doing good things. I get a lot of information from him. Like I said, if you want next level modded, try a Lance RCR. Trust me, you won't be sorry. Shout out to also Lights Out. I sent him some stuff that he's working on, a project for me, which is cool. By the way, Lights Out, your extra servos, I hooked him up with some servos. That's what it's about, man. Reaching out, just helping brothers. All that he said, she said, and the backstabbing, and guys, want to say they're your friends, and I care about you, and then talk shit about you. I don't got time for that. There's 5 of us, 6 of us, including me, on that thread. Those are my true brothers. Okay? Those are guys that I know got my back. They're not going to stab me in the back. Also, shout out to, who did I miss? Shout out to Lead RC. We've been talking. He's been so busy. Finally got, him talking. I finally got a hold of him, or he got a hold of me. I think that's pretty much everybody that I just mentioned. Shout out to all the boys. And I will talk to you guys soon. Alright, people, that's all the Muggies got. Like I said, this might be the last broadcast from the cave. Or, oh, one other thing. Protect servos. If the servo completely dies, you're good. If it's still glitching or you strip it, Protect's not gonna do it because they call it user error. So I have no problems with them and had a couple issues with them, but they were my fault. But it completely just, was dead, so they were cool. But anyway, there's a lot of other servos. Do your homework, do your research, If you're having tons of servo issues, reach out to the guys, that will help you out. And other than that, whatever makes you happy, do what you need to do to put a smile on your face. And at the end of the day, no matter what the results that you get, no matter what happened that day, if everything fell apart, as long as you can look yourself in the mirror and say, I gave it everything I had a great attitude, and I learned something, you got ahead that day. Alright, people, I gotta eat, I'm starving. Alright, people, Muggy's out of here. Peace out.